How's it going, guys? Sean here, and I'm going to take you through a nice little mobility flow for today's IGTV. Now, with this one, it's more a case of what you can do before a workout. It can also be done at the end, or if you have a more of a light recovery day, this is something that I typically do just to get the body feeling a lot better after a heavy session. If you've got any muscle soreness or tightness, it's a really good opener for the hips, spine, shoulders. Okay, so follow me through this one. What we're going to do is set our KO8 up on high anchor point and both sides on suspension. Okay, now what we'll do here is the starting point is important. Now, everyone is different sizes and different limb lengths, so it's important to get the right amount of length from the straps. For me today, I'm just going just below the knee, and then from here, this will give me an ideal length. All I'm going to do is face away from the anchor point. I'm going to take the feet back as if I was about to do some suspended press or other move like that. This is the kind of line I want, so if you'll notice, the ankles are much closer to the anchor point than the shoulders. I'm leaning forward. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the shoulders to the wrists, and I'm going to anchor myself in here. Okay, so I'm pushing with the elbows to give me some contact with the straps, and the feet are just slightly further apart than shoulder width. So what I'm going to do from here is bend the knees. I'm sitting back onto the heels. I'm going to drive forward with that single leg. Once I'm pausing in this position, I'm going to search for a real good stretch on the front hip flexor of the rear leg. Okay, so what I'm actively doing here is I'm tilting the pelvis underneath. Okay, so we've got that posterior tilt, and we've got a really good extra stretch here, as opposed to leaving the hips neutral or leaving the hips in more of an anterior tilt, which often you can find yourself in when you're in this lunge position. So step forward, tilt the pelvis, keep the chest high, and lengthen and find the stretch here. So what I'll do, every single time I take a rep, I'll hold for a couple of seconds, then I'll release the front leg, drop back onto those heels. Step forward, find that stretch, tilt the pelvis, chest up, and step back. Now, I've taken a little bit longer in between to add that explanation, but what I'll typically do is I'll do maybe a good 8 to 10 reps on each side. And what you'll also find here is every time you sit back onto those heels, you're pushing up through the balls of your feet, and you'll feel the quads working as well. So it's a nice activator for those leg muscles. Sitting back onto those heels each time. Now, if you can, try to find that step where you've got a nice vertical line from the shin. If you move forward into a more positive shin angle, that's okay, as long as this heel is planted on the floor. So make sure you find contact with that heel. So as we go, just start to move through this. Each time, don't forget, push that pelvis forward. Okay, now to build onto this one, you're gonna take your knee to the ground, arms out to the side. What we're gonna do from here is make a nice slow circle up above the head, and if we can, and we're ready for it, lift the back knee off the floor. We'll reverse that movement, and we'll go back up. What I'm trying to do here is keep a nice neutral spine as much as we can, but on top of that, when we get into this overhead position, this is going to really stretch out the shoulders. Okay, so you're trying to actively press through the handles and take those shoulders overhead as far as possible. Now, this is going to create a really good stretch, try and reset the shoulders, and also it will bring you into some thoracic extension. Okay, so what that means is it's the opposite of having a curved spine, which a lot of the time we have with whether we're on the phone, the laptop, the mid part of our spine leading up to the top, very much in a curved flex position all day. So we're really trying to combat that and we're trying to go into extension, okay? So to show you that one again, we start here, hit those reps, and this is to open out those hips. When we've done enough where we're happy, we'll step, drop the knee, arms out to the side, overhead and lean in. And if we can, we'll raise the knee at the back leg off the ground. Reverse, come in. Reverse the leg, step. Out with the hands, up, push through the handles, drive the chest forward to take the spine into that T-spine extension. Out, up, lean and extend on each exhale. So you're just trying to find this nice little flow, and this is a really good warm-up, really good to have on your off days, or if you want to finish the end of your exercise with that flow, it's perfect. But again, shoulders, T-spine, and hips. All right, that's for me today. Well done, give it a go, drop your comments in, let me know how you got on.